Hello and welcome to the second episode of the JoeStar Podcast. Today we're going to be covering subjects such as Miss Marvel, Jurassic World Dominion, Mario Strikers, and some other things which have recently come to be notified. So first up, let's talk about Miss Marvel. So Zoe bragging about her party at the start was a little annoying, but it did get a little better once it went on. I loved how Miss Marvel got into her powers and how she figured it out and stuff like that. And the Muslim aspect was a little half and half because, like, it wanted to try and show what her life was like as a Muslim, and in this one, they talked about what the male and female aspect of different Muslim life in America was like. So it was a mix of everything. And at Zoe's party, I feel that it was cut a little short and they could have done a little more with that, and like how Miss Marvel kind of reacts as a teenager and how she feels about recently getting her powers and developing those skills so onwards. The relationship between just so you know, I'm looking down because I've got notes. The relationship between Kamala and Carmen was nice and a nice and cute touch, and like how he saved her from right at the end. That was quite amazing, and it was very nice to see her meet his mum as well. Even though we are going to know that she's going to end up with Bruno, and the next thing, the talk about the bracelet was the main thing, and so it wasn't really, like Bruno said, it wasn't really coming from the bracelet. It was more coming from inside it, and then the bracelet was what made the powers come alive. And it was very interesting what they did with that. Like right in the ending, near the ending, where she was using her powers for the actual first time to save someone, that was actually quite amazing what they did. Even though I don't really agree what with the power of her radiation coming into like stretchy powers. I feel like I've gotten used to it, and what she did right there, saving someone right at the end, it was quite crazy and stuff. And then there was a little bit of Zoe getting talked to by the agent from Spider-Man No Way Home, who was interrogating Peter, Ned, and Aunt May. And that bit I felt was similar to those interrogations, but they'll need to like focus more on Kamala when it comes to those sorts of powers. And overall, I would say Miss Marvel is getting better. Like, it's not one of the top shows like Moon Knight or Loki, but it's also not one of the ones near the bottom like WandaVision. It's right in the middle, I'd say. So our next topic is Jurassic World Dominion. First off, I'd like to say Rotten Tomatoes, they didn't do this one justice. It should be around 40 or higher, I'd say. They gave it a 30. Like, I'd say it was average for a Jurassic World film, but it wasn't as good as, say, Fallen Kingdom or Jurassic World, the first one. I was really happy to see that they had brought back the old crew members, and even though Ian did get a cameo in the last film, it was still nice to see his connections with the other older characters. And I like how they brought them in because of the mosquito track thing. And that scene with the mosquitoes and the children was quite scary. I literally thought one of them was going to die, or that the mosquitoes would just eat up the barn. The locusts, I did think it was quite stupid that they focused more on locusts than they did on dinosaurs. The old gang meeting up, it was a good touch. Their wittiness was amazing. Jeff Goldblum and the other ones were great. It showed connection. It made me feel like, because I had seen the first Jurassic Park, and I was like, oh, this reminds me of when they were doing this and stuff like that. There was one thing I also didn't like, and it was that is it Chloe's mother who gave birth to her asexually? I wasn't really interested in that aspect. It was a little weird, and I don't think that could have really been done humanly. And even though it is fiction, it was quite weird what they had gone on with like that. Like, she was the real one, even though in Fallen Kingdom we had been told that she was a complete clone. And so, yeah. Overall, the CGI of the dinosaurs was amazing, and it was quite good to see the T-Rex and the Tyrannosaurus, or whatever it is, the Raptosaurus or something like that. They had a great battle right at the end. That was amazing. I like also, speaking of the end, like when that T-Rex came through that circle waterfall, that just put all Jurassic logos in my head, and I was like, that is amazing what they did there. And it kind of did give them I don't know what to call it, but it's like a logo opportunity or something like that. And the final battle was amazing. It was crazy. And the characters trying to dodge, excuse me, trying to dodge the dinosaur fight was amazing. And that dinosaur, I'm going to call it Wolverine dinosaur because it had fingers like that. It was like poking like that. And the way it went was quite crazy. And when the Indominus or something like that, Indoraptor or something like that, it's something like that. It died. The first thing that came to mind was they can use this to make a fourth film, even though if they want money, then they might do something along the lines of that. But if not, what came to my mind was they could use that imagery of the dinosaur who's dead, and like someone could just scrape some skin off him, or like once he's been eaten by the T-Rex, take some dino bones from it, and then completely create a new one, like they did in Fallen Kingdom. The first thing that was shown was that someone cut off a bone of the Indominus Rex and took it to the side so that they could gain its DNA to reinverse it into the Indoraptor or whatever it's called. I can't remember. But overall, it was quite a good film, but it could have done better. Chris Pratt as Owen, even though he's in a lot of stuff lately, he didn't have role like he would. Also, I'd like to say that the family aspect of that was quite cool. They had to make it into a teenager to make it a little more angsty, per se. But overall, the family aspect in that scene was quite good. And all the actors in there, they brought a lot of stuff into what they had done. They hit off each other quite well. The script ran quite good. It was a little long. It just felt like Fallen Kingdom Part 2, basically. But overall, if I was a critic, I would give it a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, moving on. Mario Strikers, video game that has come out ages ago. But I'd like to first off say I like the aspect of you can get two different things, so like Bowser's Castle and Koopa Troopa Land, and stick them together, and it makes a football pitch. It was okay playing wise. Like you got to choose which characters you wanted on each team and stuff like that. But overall, it was let's just say the football in the Olympic Games was much worse than this one, I'd say. You got to like have different powers, you got different animations and stuff like that, and it was crazy. And like it was basically if football was in Mario, basically, which basically sums up what it is. I'm not a huge fan of the game, haven't been playing it for a while, but it's what most fans would want. It's an addition to a past one. I didn't get a chance to play the past one because I don't think I was old enough, and so overall, it's a football game. Not as good as FIFA, but if you're a child and you like football, this is a game for you. Now, on to some more recent news. I don't know if you've heard or not, but we've got the new name for Paddington 3. First off, Paddington 2 and 1, perfect. 2 was a little off, I'd say. It was more of, say, like prison movie mixed with comedy. And the first one, amazing. We got to learn about Paddington's um, aunt and uncle, and well, not really, because in the second one they adopted him. So yeah, but in this one, Paddington 3, its name is Paddington in Peru, and it starts filming 2023. What I think this movie is going to be about, from the title, is there might end up being like the villain might end up being just like a tree cutter or something like that, and it ends up being Paddington who has to go and save Peru. And so what he does is he tries to save his native land and stuff like that. But overall, I am not certain. I'm not attached to any of the projects. I'm not attached to Lincoln or anything like that. But overall, I hope it's a good movie. If not, it could go a different way. Another new title that has been released is Knives Out 2, which has the name Knives Out Green Glass Onion. It's a little odd to put a fruit in your name, but what I think this could mean is it's going to be some sort of ornament that a character had, and it's going to cause most of the conflict between the cast members and stuff like that. Speaking of which, the casting for this is a mix. Obviously, Daniel Craig's coming back to play the investigator. There's Dave Bautista, and there's some other people and stuff like that. And there's not more to talk about. It's just like we've got the title and stuff like that. Moving on, recently there's been some news about Squid Game 2. Now, first off, I didn't really like what happened in the first Squid Game, and that they couldn't fully dub it. And so what we ended up getting was someone talking, and then you'd look at their lips and it would carry on like it would be like and so it would be talking about it. Yeah, basically I didn't really like what they did with the dubbing in this one, and so yeah, it went on, and hopefully this time we're going to see more Gihan, we're going to see more Squid Game, and one of the actors who played the last third member, apparently she is going to come back as a twin sister of her. So I'm not sure how this is going to work. I've recently found out the news, and so have most people, and they're all confused as well. And they're like, "What's going to happen with her?" I'm not really sure. It's fully up to the Korean team to work out what's going on and script it and stuff like that. And basically, what I feel is going to happen from the last few minutes of Squid Game, we saw Gihan dye his hair, and he was about to get on a plane to see his daughter, but he got a phone call, and they said to take down Squid Game because of what's happening. And so I think is going to happen is he's going to team up with the police officer who fell off the cliff, and they're going to try and take down the company that's behind the Squid Game to stop them from attacking people who are in debt. And so it's going to go on and on and on like that. So hopefully there are some good things to come with it and that sort of thing. And to finish us off, there's going to be a One Piece live action. Both Rotten Tomatoes and Google have officially announced that One Punch Man is getting a live action. From what I've watched of season 1 and 2 of One Punch Man, some things I would like to see are obviously the characters to return and like maybe even meet some new people, and we never even know, this could actually be attached to the One Punch Man manga or say anime, and hopefully we get the scene where he has to try and fight a fly. The one where he went like that and tried to attack a fly, that was amazing and it was crazy and stuff like that. But overall, we're going to get some new things. Join me next week where we will talk about certain topics like Avengers Campus opening up and maybe even Lightyear. And well, thank you so much for listening.